From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, August the 7th, 2020. A number of incendiary balloons were launched from Gaza into southern Israel yesterday, sparking at least 3 brush fires. The IDF tweeted that in response, Israeli aircraft struck Hamas underground terror infrastructure in Gaza, adding, "We won't let Hamas terrorize Israeli civilians." The IDF also tweeted that they identified, monitored, and downed a drone last night that entered Israeli territory from Lebanon. The IDF said it continues to maintain a high level of readiness to defend Israel's northern border from any threat. Jewish-American journalist Peter Beinart resigned this week as an alternate delegate to the World Zionist Congress. The Zionist Organization of America said they were pleased at Beinart's resignation. They were among several groups who brought cases against Beinart and his slate Hatikva and others for promoting partial anti-Israel boycotts, divestment, and sanctions. President Mort Klein and Chair Mark Levinson said Beinart opposes Israel's existence as a Jewish state and is an anti-Israel propagandist, calling his resignation the right and honorable thing to do. Beinart faced harsh criticism, not just from the right, but also from the left, for his recent writings, including his New York Times op-ed entitled, "I No Longer Believe in a Jewish State." Vice President of Amenu, Nomi Colton-Max, who represents Hatikva, told JBS, Peter is a Zionist. Peter shifted his position on his definition of Zionism months after the World Zionist Congress elections had been held. Since Peter's new thinking conflicts with both the position of Hatikva and the Jerusalem program, Peter resigned as an alternate delegate to the Congress. Jewish foreign policy veteran Elliot Abrams is expected to replace Brian Hook as the next U.S. Special Representative to Iran. Axios reported the story first yesterday that Abrams will step in to the position after Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's announcement that Hook was resigning. The Conference of Presidents of major American Jewish organizations called Abrams a formidable diplomat, saying he was a strong advocate for the U.S.-Israel relationship and will capably advocate American policy at a critical time. Taking a look at our programming now for tonight on JBS for Friday, August the 7th. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from Central Synagogue, followed by Kabbalat Shabbat services from the Hampton Synagogue. At 8, author Malcolm Gladwell speaks at the 92nd Street Y. At 9, it's the film Vitch. Then a replay of the Hampton Synagogue services, followed by a replay from the Central Synagogue. And coming up next, a look at this week's Torah portion. Well, we end our newscast today with a great loss in the Jewish world. Rabbi Adin Even Yisrael Steinsaltz has died. Renowned scholar, educator, Israel Prize laureate, prolific author, and beloved figure. Rabbi Steinsaltz was hailed and most known for translating the Talmud into modern Hebrew, a 45-year-long task, lauded as the most comprehensive translation and commentary of the ancient rabbinic Jewish law. Steinsaltz began the enormous task in 1965 when he was just 27 years old. He said later, when a person knows too much, it causes him to do nothing. It seems it's better sometimes for man, as for humanity, not to know too much about the difficulties and believe more in the possibilities. Israel's leaders shared their condolences, including from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who called Steinsaltz a Torah genius and a man of exemplary spirit. Israel's President Reuven Rivlin said Steinsaltz was a man of great spiritual courage, deep knowledge, and profound thought, who brought the Talmud to Am Yisrael, the people of Israel, in clear and accessible Hebrew and English. Rabbi Steinsaltz died today at Shaarei Tzedek Medical Center in Jerusalem after battling pneumonia. He was 83. He was laid to rest on the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem.